What is up, social media? Happy Friday. It is Friday. Another good week going into the weekend. Hopefully, everybody is staying safe out there through these crazy times. Um, but just something was on my mind again when I was driving into work from Oakley to San Francisco. Have a lot of time to think, obviously, when you're driving in. But it has been about uh, 2 years since I have been to the first time that I went actually back to Guatemala, which is where my dad is from, and my grandparents and seven of my other aunts and uncles were born out there. And I was thinking, I was like, man, when I visited out there, of how fortunate we are to live in America, to be able to have what we want, the freedom of speech, you know, the to live the American dream. Um, so going back to being out there, uh, you know, we have it so good out here. Being in Guatemala and being in a third world country, and this is, since my aunts and uncles, my grandparents, my dad was out there. It's been, 50 plus years since, you know, they've been back, or that I've even been there. I'm 30. I was 37 when I visited, and so things have changed. We were in Guatemala City, and we went to um, what they called Zone 8, where they lived at, and very, I could say right now, very rough area. And it's cleaned up since then. And I was actually able to see the street and the house that my grandparents raised uh, 8 kids at, and to come to this country legally, do it the right way, to have, to be able to bring 8 kids to the states, you know, is hats off to them, you know. But seeing where they came from, the lifestyle, how they had to grow up, we complain about, you know, not having AC in our house sometimes, or not having PG&E shut off at times. To where these places, man, that's a life to them of having electricity. Sometimes they don't even have electricity. Um, to the roads being messed up. But again, going back to you know my point, to be able to see where my dad came from, and for him to come to the states, to be to become an American citizen eventually, to live the American dream, to buy a house, um, to get a job and make money the right way. Man, kudos, hats off to my aunts, uncles, to my grandparents that brought him here the right way, to do it the right way. I mean, there's no excuse for myself um, to not want to thrive and to be a better person, and to want to do better than what my dad did, to what my parents did. You know, being a twin, being a twin, growing up as a twin, it's hard. My parents had me at a young age, and to have not just one, but imagine having 2 kids. You know, uh, my parents moved out of San Francisco probably when I was about 5 years old. You know, my grandparents bought a house in San Francisco. Can you imagine that? Again, being an illegal immigrant, not illegal, but coming here from a third world country to buy a house in San Francisco. Obviously, San Francisco has changed a lot, but to be able to buy a house in San Francisco. So my parents grew up. My dad grew up in those that know the city in the Bayview uh, district, Hunters Point area. Growing up, going to school out here in the city, if you know the area, Bayview, area, Bayshore area is it's a rough neighborhood, especially not now so much, but especially back in the day. So to grow up was a lot of fights. He didn't speak the language, so him speaking Spanish a lot. Getting picked on. It sucked. So when he was old enough and he had me and my brother, he wanted to get out of San Francisco. not up for us to grow up out in the same area. So we moved to Pittsburgh, California, my hometown now. You know, been there my whole life since I was 5 years old. Um, but again, he bought his house at a young age, and hats off to my dad for stepping up, being a man at 18 years old, and doing what he had to do uh, for his kids. Um, so again, growing up in Pittsburgh, they did what they could do financially. You know, um, it wasn't easy. Was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth at all. Um, you know, Again, everybody has a story behind it. Everybody was raised different. I'm not gonna go into what things happened to me or anything like that, but I can tell you right now, you know, times were rough. I didn't have money growing up a lot of times, especially being a twin. A lot of things we had to share. A lot of things going to school with holes in our shoes, holes in our jeans. Back when holes in your jeans weren't even cool. But getting to my point is that my parents did the best that they could to make a better life for their kids. Visiting what's part of me, which is my blood, which is being half Guatemalan, half Filipino, being able to visit a third world country like Guatemala and seeing what my dad, my grandparents went through to bring their kids over here. There's no excuse for me not to want to live the American dream, to own a house, to own a business eventually. And that's not everybody's dream to own a house, maybe, or to own a business, but to do better for yourself. Whether it's to own a business, whether it's to own a house, but to want to do better for yourself. Has it always been easy for me? No. Was I given any money? Did I come from money? No. Any city help? No, not at all. My whole life, right, I was told no. The majority of the time, I couldn't do something. From whether playing football, from boxing to owning a business, I was always told, it couldn't happen. I've been the same height since I was in high school. I'm 5'5", 5'6". Okay, playing football wasn't easy. All right, but every time someone told me no, that I couldn't do something, every time someone said you're too small or you started too late in boxing, that made me work my ass off even more. Not to prove them wrong so much, but for myself because I knew that they think that I didn't have it in me. So my point to get across is, have I been told no? Yes. Have I said I couldn't do something? Yes. But did I use that as an excuse? No, I didn't. I just worked harder to get it. Because at the end of the day, like I've said before, no one owes you anything. So I worked my ass off to get what I have. And that's in anything. So my point is, if I can do it, anybody else can do it. It doesn't matter your your what nationality you are, what your skin color is. Because at the end of the day, if you work hard for it, no one can deny you of anything. Again, I'm going in business for 7 years. Okay, I'm blessed, and I'm still thriving to be better. Still thriving to be a better husband. Still thriving to be a better father, a family man, a businessman. Because I'm still learning. Because once you stop learning, that's when we all stop getting better. I want my kids to grow up in a better society than what they're seeing now, and that starts with myself at home and teaching them the right ways, showing them that hard work gets you anything you want to do, that no one owes you anything in life. No, don't feel entitled that you are owed something, or that just because your dad did something, you deserve it. No, go out there and get it yourself. Make your own legacy. Again, this was something that I was just thinking about, and I wanted just to share on social media, you know. But again, guys, you know, to keep it short, be safe out there, work hard, you know, let's make it a better generation for our kids that are growing up that have kids. because at the end of the day, our kids are our future, and it's right now at these times, these rough times. It's sad that our kids got to grow up in these times and see things like this, but it's up to us from home to start and show our kids the right way and show our kids what they should be doing. They're gonna make their own choices eventually, but again, we gotta lead them on the right track. Again, guys, stay safe out there. Have a blessed weekend, and again, hope to see everybody soon. Double Trouble Boxing. If you have not yet been there, when we're allowed to reopen, please come by. Please come visit. I also have me and my brother have another business as well, a catering business. If you're feeling hungry, hit us up. Twin Tacos. All right, bomb tacos. You won't go wrong. All right. Again, stay safe out there. Stay blessed, everybody. Have a great weekend.